And he says, don't worry about the absolute truth of an idea. Worry about, do you get a better life out of it? Does it grow fruit or not? And which is sort of an interesting, we talked about fruitfulness, and it didn't seem radical at the time to talk about fruitfulness. But when you put it philosophically in this setting, it's actually pretty radical. And don't worry about truth, worry about fruit. Like what fruits out, that's your truth, right? That's your cash values. So, but at the same time, we had, starting with Husserl, influenced by William James, we had this drive towards interiority. We can't understand anything that we see through the telescope or the microscope unless we understand the telescope and the microscope, which in this case is just to say the self. So
And
you
fruit. I mean, you can't be fruitful without putting some real thought into what's worth, like what counts as fruit, and how do you know it when you see it?
and that's tangled up with your fruit is, to go back to Heidegger, in this case, I would say fruit is what we care about, almost by definition, and care is an aspect of our being in the most fundamental sense for Heidegger. So or that, having to do with the way we connect to the world through our concerns and through our care. And these are, I've mentioned before, in German, these are all come out of the same root, and they don't in English. But so yeah, how we relate to that, it's tangled up. This is one of the interesting things, and why I referred to it in the episode that's just going to drop as the ontological goo, is that, in this worldview, like in Descartes' world, everything's kind of abstracted in a clean way. Here's a subject, there's an object. So the subject is going to, perceive the subject, or the object rather, and uh, each is in its own little tidy box, you might say. But for Heidegger, the between belongs to the being of the subject, being Dasein, being a human.
Why is that important? Who owns the between?
Because it says that we aren't a separate consciousness in a little box looking out at the world. We are gooed out into the world. We are the world gooed its way up into us to perceive.